Senator, you were in the territorial legislature when Hawaii was about to become a state and decided to run for Congress. What helped to prompt that decision, and what was that campaign like in an area that had never experienced a campaign like that before?
Well, to be first in anything is a great experience, because you're the pioneer and you don't know what the rules are. My first campaign, this may shock you, cost $15,000 for Congress. And this was the inaugural campaign for statehood. I had a budget of $10,000 with about 4,000 grassroots workers. And I got a contribution totaling $5,000. And I was astounded that people would contribute such big sums. But I accepted them, and we ran on a budget of $15,000. My campaign for the Senate cost me $60,000 the first time. I won't tell you what my opponent spent, but he spent many times more than I did. When Hawaii became a state, the party leaders suggested that I should run for the Senate, which I did. Then, about 2 weeks later, two elder statesmen, elders of the party, decided to run. One was a very distinguished judge, member of the legal fraternity. The other had served as governor, lieutenant governor, social services director, education director. And so I withdrew, because that's the way I was brought up, to respect my elders. And they noted that, so the man who was elected for the short term said, I will finish this term and I'll retire, and retire in favor of Inouye. And he told the people to vote for me, and I ran for the Senate in '62, and here I am.
And at that time, of course, as you mentioned earlier, that the state of Hawaii had one congressman. So running for the Senate was not a different area for you. Everyone knew who you were.
It's the same area.
Same area. Was it difficult at that time, in the earlier days of statehood, to run from the several islands in Hawaii?
It was. It's much more interesting, because today you can literally say in Honolulu and campaign, because you have television and radio, and you have DVDs that you can send around the place. I would rather go to these little islands and campaign in the villages and townships, and that to me was exciting. And I still do my best, whenever time permits, to go to these places. Now, in about 3 weeks, I'm going back to Hawaii. And at that time, this trip, I'm visiting the island of Kauai, the small island, and also Niihau. Niihau is a privately owned island, but there are people there who are my constituents, and I wanted to see them and report to them what's happening here. I realized that I could make more hay in some school auditorium in Honolulu meeting 1,000 people, more than Niihau meeting 200, you know. But I get my kicks out of that.